The Cavern, Episode 1, The Birth of a Showman. You're listening to The Cavern, echoes of oddities, curiosities, and history, where true stories wait just behind the curtain. Before the spotlight, before the lions, before the glitter and gasps of the greatest show on earth, there was just a boy named Phineas. A boy born poor, a boy who dreamed bigger than his pockets would ever allow, a boy who would grow into a man who baffled the world and maybe give it a little more wonder. This is the story of P.T. Barnum, not a caricature, not a hoax, not the myth, but the man with all his flaws and all his heart. He was born in 1810 in Brothel, Connecticut. Phineas Taylor Barnum, the son of a tailor. They didn't have much. His family was religious, simple, and poor. His father died when he was just 15, and the world became cold, fast. Phineas had to hustle too. He sold snacks, newspapers, even lottery tickets. But he had something else too, something burning in him. A sharp tongue, a mind made for spectacles, and a vision of life that was larger than the one handed to him. He wasn't raised on riches, he was raised on resilience. In his early 20s, he made a choice, one that would shape the rest of his life. He brought a woman. Her name was Joyce Heth. She was blind, enslaved, and elderly. Barnum claimed she was 161 years old and had been the nursemaid to George Washington. He put her on display. People came, paid, gawked, and when she died, he dissected her in public, sold tickets. It was cruel, it was shocking, but it was also the moment he realized people don't want truth. They wanted the feeling of truth. They wanted wonder, and they were willing to pay for it. He didn't stop there. He took over a failing natural history museum in New York, renamed it Barnum's American Museum. It wasn't just wax figures and dusty exhibits anymore. It was filled with curiosities, with strange animals, with people who had nowhere else to go. The world would call them freaks. Barnum called them performers. He promoted a young man with dwarfism, Tom Thumb, taught him through Europe, even the court of Queen Victoria. He hired the bearded lady, conjoined twins, the giants, the small men. He took those who were mocked or hidden by society and gave them a stage, a family, an income, a name. Were they exploited or were they finally seen? Yes, he was a businessman. He exaggerated, he lied, he painted outlandish posters, created fake fossils, fabricated mysteries, but he also gave people like Anne Jones, Chang and Eng, and countless others a life they never could have had otherwise. And behind the curtain, behind the booming voice, the top hat, was a man who quietly gave back. In Bridgepoint, Connecticut, where he later lived, Barnum founded homes for the homeless. He built parks, schools, and libraries. He supported churches and hospitals, and he gave large donations to institutions that helped the working class. He helped push for racial equality, spoke against slavery, and supported education for all. He even became mayor and used his platform to speak out against corruption and injustice. He didn't just build stages, he built homes, and he believed deeply that everyone deserved a chance to rise. In 1871, he launched what would become the most famous traveling spectacle in history, the greatest show on earth, the circus. It combined animals, acrobats, music, color, and life, in all its strange and beautiful forms. He toured America, even the world, and even as he aged, he never stopped performing, planning, imagining. He once said, "The noblest art is that of making others happy." He died in 1891. Some called him a fraud, others a genius, but maybe he was just a man who understood that life itself is the greatest performance of all. P.T. Barnum never claimed to be a saint, But in a world that shuts its doors on the strange and the suffering, he opened a tent and said, "Come in, be seen, be part of something bigger." Next time, we step into the life of one of Barnum's most misunderstood stars, a man whose body shocked the world, but whose soul longed only to be accepted. This is the story of Joseph Merrick, the Elephant Man. Until then, thank you for listening, and remember, behind every oddity is a heartbeat, and behind every story is a person. Thank you for visiting the cavern. Until next time, mind the shadows, they have hearts too.